to these boys with yet another daring mission. Taken to the sky once again, the Bruce and her crew drop their load, successfully destroying enemy fortifications. However, returning home suffering a heavy thrashing, fire breaks out. Heroic crew members fight the blaze before a controlled hard landing. Well done, boys! Yet another beautiful day on the base, but there's no time to relax for the boys of the Bruce as yet another mission recalls them back to war. Enemy fighters and flak cannons try to defend the B-1 launch site, but are no match for the Bruce and her crew, who successfully dropped their payload, scoring a direct hit. Returning home victorious, another mission complete. Well done, boys! It's a hive of activity as the call comes in to eliminate the Bremen tank factory. A mod from the Gibbons sends the boys back into the sky, downing enemy fighter pilots. Once over target, the Bruce displays her deadly cargo before scoring a direct hit. However, there's little time to celebrate, returning heavy fire and suffering engine failure. Fuel reserves run critical. Running on fumes, they make it home just in time. Well done, boys! Tragedy strikes the Bruce and her crew as they venture out on one last heroic mission. Coming under heavy fire from enemy fighters, these heroes stay on mission, successfully destroying an enemy liquid oxygen plant. Then suddenly, disaster strikes. A fire breaks out. The damage this legendary Lancaster receives is beyond recovery. The bomber breaks in half. Continuing to fight, the Bruce falls from the sky. Half her crew are lost in the crash, but the survivors go on. Unwilling to stand aside, new crew come forward and a new Bruce is born. Eager to get back to war, a new prototype bomb is successfully tested. However, tragedy strikes yet again. Heavily outnumbered, the Bruce loses all engines before plummeting behind enemy lines. Crashing down, all her crew are lost. The fight goes on. Another busy day on the base as new recruits roll in to fill the legendary boots of the Bruce. After some basic training, they take to the sky, going toe-to-toe with the enemy before delivering their deadly payload, eliminating an essential manufacturing plant. A little too eager to fight, they run out of fuel, forcing a minor hard landing. Shall go down in history as Operation Chastise gets the green light. With a nod from Flight Command, the boys from the Bruce soon find themselves under heavy attack. But nothing these skilled veterans can't handle. Reaching their target under a shower of gunfire, they deliver their bouncing bomb, completely destroying the dam. The enemy try what they might, but lack the skill to bring down this legendary Lancaster, making it home safe and sound. Well done, boys! There's no time for relaxing for the boys from the Bruce as they are once again recalled to war. Slipping in under the cover of darkness, they use their skill to remain undetected. With their targets in their sights, they drop their bombs, eliminating key enemy agents. With the alarm raised, a battle spurs, but it's not enough to hold back the Bruce from another successful mission. The Bruce sits ready for action as the call comes in. Operation Overlord has been given the green light. With a nod from Wing Command, the boys are on their way. Taken to the skies once again, the Bruce passes over London for what would be her final time. Moments after meeting the convoy, the battle begins! A fierce firefight opens as the Bruce destroys enemy battlements. Protecting the convoy, more and more enemy fighters try their luck only to be shot down. In spite of successfully destroying more ground targets, tragically, an Allied ship takes one final hit and is lost. The Bruce pushes deeper behind enemy lines with no care for her own safety. With her bomb bay doors open, she destroys a critical airbase. However, her damage is too great. Fire spreads throughout the craft. Falling from the sky, it's all but over for the Bruce. Her remaining bombs detonate on impact. The war goes on. Our dear boys are in demand as they're requested for Operation Fortress. Leaping into the hot seat, the Bruce quickly finds herself in battle. However, this is child's play for our boys, eliminating enemy targets with ease. Hounded by searchlight and gunfire, the Bruce readies her deadly payload. With the target in sight, it's lights out for this power plant. Another mission complete. Well done, boys. Is a hive of activity as Operation Zeus is called forwards, paving the way to the beginning of the end. Deep behind enemy lines, it's not long before fighting breaks out, but nothing the Bruce can't handle. With the enemy airfield in sight, the Bruce readies her deadly payload. Once over target, the bombs are released, scoring a direct hit. Returning home, the enemy try their best to take down the Bruce, but find themselves grounded permanently. Another mission accomplished. Well done, boys. With this legendary Lancaster waiting for duty, the call comes in. Wing Commander Gibbons informs the boys of the Bruce of their next heroic and dangerous mission. The mighty Bruce takes to the sky, but it doesn't take long for the enemy to emerge. Flying head-on into flank, the boys of the Bruce open fire, easily taking down enemy fighters. Taking a serious beating, it's still not enough to hold back this Lancaster. With the targets in sight, the Bruce opens her bomb bay doors, ready to share the might of a nation. Returning to Blighty, fire sets in. With home in sight, escorted by Spitfires, time runs out. Falling from the sky, the Bruce is grounded. It was a busy day on the base as new recruits flooded in for their chance to join the legendary boys of the Bruce. With the heroic Lancaster ready to fly, the time had come once again to set out for king and for country. Based at RAF Woodbridge, it wouldn't be long before the Bruce was back at it again, taking down enemy fighters. The air a swarm of lights, there's little that could be done to hold back this legendary Lancaster. With the target in her sights, the time had arrived for a Brucey bonus that the enemy shall never forget. Try what they might, the Bruce dances around their inferior attacks, taking down any remaining fighters that dare cross her path. With home in sight, the cheers could be heard as yet another successful mission comes to an end, thanks to the legendary boys of the Bruce. It's never a dull day on the base as the boys of the Bruce set out on another mission. It's second nature now taking down enemy fighters who pale in comparison to the skill of our boys. Completing the mission with a bang, the Bruce has an unplanned hard landing. Well done, boys! It's a jolly day on the base as a brand new Bruce rolls into service, coupled with a brand new crew with an eye for justice. Gibbons gives them their mission, and away they go. Warming up their guns, the boys have no trouble taking down enemy fighters. Pushing ahead, little can stop the force of a nation. Reaching altitude, the Grand Slam leaves its mark. Returning home, a desperate enemy frantically tries to stop the boys. Unsuccessful, however, the Bruce evades capture with a skilled and calculated splash landing. Legendary Lancaster, the Bruce is no stranger to danger as the call came in on yet another dangerous mission that would take her deep behind enemy lines. With bombs ready, her engines roar to life as she takes off one last time. Once over the channel, the fighting commences immediately. The enemy tries to shadow the Bruce only to meet an explosive end. Suffering wing damage and with her vital systems failing, the boys of the Bruce stay on mission. With their targets trained on sights, her deadly payload begins to fall. Circling the area, her bombs continue to decimate enemy infrastructure. One after another, the enemy can do nothing but watch. With the mission over, the Bruce suffers a total loss of power. Falling from the sky, the craft breaks up on impact. It's business as normal on the base as Wing Commander Gibbons briefs the boys on their next heroic and dangerous mission. With engines at full power, the Bruce returns to the sky, passing over towns, inspiring a nation. Once again, it's down to the boys of the Bruce to show the enemy who's boss. With the skies ahead filling with flak, nothing would get in the way of this legendary Lancaster. As more fighters come up the Bruce, they're greeted with fire and fury. Swarming in, guns ablaze. Try what they might, one by one, they fail. Arriving at the target, it takes but seconds to level the facility with a Brucey bonus. Returning to base, the end of another mission is in sight. Touching down, the boys have done it again.